Up to number one. It'd be fun to have some suspense here, but obviously there is zero suspense, just an explanation as to why this guy's on top.
My homie, our homie, my homie. Whenever he's on, I watch my homie, my homie, my homie. Patrick Mahomes and me. Yep, that's my song for him. Yep,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please,
Strong
please, thank
finish. Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Where do you start? First off, I think this is where you start, Paul. I mean, there is no weakness to Patrick Mahomes' game right now. There's none. I don't care. There's literally nothing. I can
The
say it
fact that
that
he falls
confidently.
away, kind of falls back, doesn't set his feet.
And when he
No.
starts missing the target, then I'll start complaining about it.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. He hits the
Right. I know.
target. I've
Right.
never seen anybody like it in my life. Just again, yeah, you'd like it from the quarterback school standpoint of him being a little bit more strict technique wise, but it's what makes him him. And he certainly, when the technique is right, I mean, come on, it's a walk in the park. But it's, to what it's the Super Bowl throw. Oh, it's, a 14-yard drop off his back foot and then a 55-yard throw. Like, what? Don't do that, but it doesn't matter for him. It's on the screws almost every time he does it. So that's
Right.
where it's special. I mean, he's truly a special, special talent, Patrick Mahomes. He's the most creative thrower I've ever seen. And that's crazy because Aaron Rodgers is really creative. But I've never seen a guy who could just do it more different ways, sidearm, no look, just like flick it with his wrist. He's got more delivery points and ability to get it done than anybody I've ever seen play quarterback in my life.
I have written down here to ask after arm strength, what is his second best quality? And if creative thrower counts as number two, that's an awfully good, that's a great counterpunch to have.
It is. I think that's first off, that's a great question. I think the other thing too would be I think this is another aspect that I love. His deep drop. You know, he floats like a butterfly and stings like
Yep.
a bee at quarterback. He's like, I don't even call it a drop. He just floats back there. It's unlike any other quarterback in football. And it's really in a lot of ways brilliant because of course he is very athletic. He can make you miss, okay? He really gives himself room between himself and the rushers. Why? Two things it does. One, he gives himself room. It gives him more time to evaluate the guy who's coming upfield to get him and make him miss. Two, the other thing it does is it does buy him time with all the deep routes they have down the field. Three, it really opens up the pass rush lanes. So then if nobody is open and he makes that guy miss, all of a sudden he's running up in the pocket and there's nobody around him, or he's stepping up in the pocket, or he's scrambling to run. To me, that might be the second most effective thing he does. Yeah, the arm and the deep throws or all that are special, but the uniqueness of his drop. I mean, I wish I could stand up, but I mean, you can picture it in your mind. He gets a shotgun and there's no steps and he kind of just floats around and goes this way and goes that way and you're just like, I don't know what he's doing, but oh, zoom, there goes a 40-yard completion. Sure, do it again. That sounds good to me.
Right.
So I don't know, Paul. I mean, do you see a weakness to his game? Is there anything that jumps out to you?
Only that drifting, number one, and any other quarterback in the league, you've heard this. If you, instead of being 7 yards deep or 5 yards deep, ended up maybe behind your right tackle, maybe behind your left tackle, you'd be screamed at by the offensive line coach and the offensive coordinator. I'm sure he's let to get away with it because a 40-yard dart is coming up or a 30-yard dart. So, or the fact that he falls away. I brought that up right away. Falls away on his throws all the time, but when you look at the results, do you really try and fix it? I mean, so like if there is a training camp this year and let's say quarterbacks are breaking up, they're on their own, you get Patrick Mahomes for 15 minutes to work on improvement. Are you telling him to step into his passes more, to stop falling away? Are you telling him on his drop to end up behind his center instead of between the right tackle and the tight end, a couple of yards away from where he was supposed to be? I don't know. What are you working on with him?
Not a lot, and from everything I know is he's pretty perfect with these type of things in practice. I don't think it's a thing that he does like. I think it's something that happens on game day with his feel a little bit, and he kind of just feels the pass rush and the coverage and moves around that way. So yeah, it's not like the ideal teaching session if you're going to sit there and teach a young kid. Definitely not. But it's hard to really argue with what he does in the results. And, to me, I think the other thing is this is where, to me, this is where him and Aaron Rodgers are special. And, Rodgers more in the prime of his career, but they manipulate the pass rush, not the other way around. The
Hmm.
pass rush does not manipulate them. Because of their ability to move and dance around, a lot of the times the pass rush is like scared to go get him because of that. Because they just go, man, let's just stay here and stay in the pocket and not let him create these huge lanes and then buy more time to then where now our DBs have to cover Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce that much longer. It really is like an innate, just natural sixth sense or whatever you want to call it that he has. But you're right, it's not textbook, but it doesn't
Right.
matter. And when he does need to stand in there and make that type of throw, a la the fade to Sammy Watkins down the right sideline in the Super Bowl against against the 49ers,
Hmm.
he does it. It's on the money. And on the money too, and not the perfect spiral thrower. He's not like
Right.
a perfect like tight Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson type spiral thrower, but the ball is so usually accurately delivered that it doesn't matter,
It's okay.
because
Yeah.
he's got one of the greatest hands, what I would call. Me and my dad call it a hand. One of the greatest hands I've seen in the history of the game at the quarterback position. What I mean by that is just his ability to flick it. It just looks like he's flicking. Oh, there's people around me. Ah. Oh, I got to throw a fade. Yeah, my mechanics aren't perfect, but I just got great feel for the ball in my hand. And he throws it like that. And you're just like, what? Is he throwing that? Or what the hell is he doing? But, oh, it doesn't matter. It's on the money. Let's keep moving and talk about something else. I just, he's amazing like that. He really is.
It's almost like it could be called wrist as well, with the flick of the wrist.
Wrist, right. Yes,
Hand
exactly
works
right.
as well too. A
Right,
couple
right.
moments ago, you mentioned three quarterbacks: Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. Those are your second, third, and fourth ranked quarterbacks. If either one of those guys were playing for Andy Reid in that offense, do you think they'd be number one instead of Mahomes?
No, I don't. They might certainly be better stats. Certainly the support system around them. Hey, let's not get it messed up. Yeah, Mahomes has some special guys around him, but I think Mahomes' ability to throw the deep ball and not and to be able to throw it like we've already talked about off his back foot, running sideways, running left, running right, running forward, jumping in the air. He can just take advantage of some of those plays to a degree that the others can't right now. And then I also think, yes, his deep drop and his ability to deliver the ball in so many different ways is just special compared to those guys right now. Whether it's no look, sidearm, whatever it is, it's like he's like a Harlem Globetrotter with that football in his hand. So, no, not at this point of his career. I think it's all worked right now to where Mahomes is the man. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. Sorry to all those out there. I don't think number one is going to be up for grabs for a while. I expect Mahomes to have a little bit of a Aaron Rodgers type run as far as my list is concerned, where I think sitting here realistically on June 23rd, 2020, I think that we'll be saying the same thing on June 23rd, 2029. We're still going to be going, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. Let me tell you why. And we'll be able to play this tape over again and just go, okay, I'm going home. See ya. You got the tape. Let's go.
It feels like the only one who's likely, and you could also make the argument that he could move up, but the only one with a chance to move down is Rodgers because of the age thing. These other guys in the top five are not even in the middle of their progression. They might still be on the way up.
Right, right. You're definitely when you talk about Lamar and Deshaun Watson, and really, I think if Seattle did more offensively to expand Russell Wilson's arsenal of what he
Hmm.
could do on that side of the ball, and even like give him, again, like Russell Wilson's one of those guys where I'd go, he doesn't even know what he doesn't know. That's what's crazy. He's looking at Tom Brady and the Patriots and Drew Brees going, man, man, they get a lot of 6 yard completions wide open. Man, they get a lot of 10 yard completions wide open. And he's just he's gonna be like, I don't get it. I don't understand how they're getting open. And I want to be like, yeah, because they're teaching and doing some other things and calling these plays in certain situations that are allowing those guys to be wide open at times that your offense isn't doing, or you just don't have the concept quite down the right way to the way they do to where they're getting open. So I think Russell Wilson, to your point, is what I'm saying here. It could still go like this too if they come out with a little more offensive creativity around him.
Well, he's 8 years in, so I guess the more I thought about it, you could say he's kind of right in the middle of
Yeah,
his arc.
right.
But the way guys are playing in their late 30s, maybe he's still on the uptick as well.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.